Hello, my name is Nazir Abdullah. I'm the new Chief Compliance Officer for Apple. Today I'd like to cover Apple's Code of Conduct as it relates to Apple's suppliers. We use audits to build the capabilities of our suppliers, so we've developed a 4-stage process to help them comply with our Code of Conduct. First being audit prioritization. We look at suppliers to determine the risk, and this risk is in regards to social, environmental, health, or safety risk, as well as a business risk of a facility. The audits are then prioritized based on geographic or commodity risk, planned spending, and previous audit performance. In 2010, when Apple audited one of their Chinese factories, auditors discovered 57 labor and human rights violations, which included environmental, health, and safety violations. The violations included uncontrolled working hours, age discrimination during recruiting, and chemical hazards and waste management hazards as well that didn't meet Apple's standards. Nico Lau, an auditor from Apple, was sent to change things. She focused on a working system to deal with the issues and the means to drive internal improvement. Instead of penalizing the factory, we partner with management to help improve the working conditions of 35,000 employees. As a result, the team in China addressed all of the violations from the report, which improved the audit score by 29%, which is, of course, phenomenal. Other factors in regard to the audit is the on-site audit, which is led by Apple and supported by local third-party affiliates, experts who have been trained by our Apple auditing protocols. The way we address these audits is requiring suppliers who are non-compliant to submit a corrective action plan within 2 weeks of the audit, explaining how they fixed the problems. Lastly, we verify improvement. We do this by sending third-party auditors to the facility to ensure that everything within the action plan is actually being implemented and, of course, subsequently fixed. Some workers in Asia travel across the continent in search of higher wage jobs, but they are sometimes misled by corrupt job brokers, if you will, into paying these unjust costs. At Apple, we do not tolerate unfair recruitment fees. We make the suppliers repay their recruitment fees in full, whether or not the suppliers were directly or indirectly involved in that particular negotiating process. This has resulted in over $25.6 million being repaid to workers in full since the year 2008. To help workers avoid corrupt hiring practices, we partner with International Organization Migration to create a program that educates workers before they leave home. The sessions cover such topics as workers' rights and responsibilities, contract terms, the culture of their new country of employment, and how to report illegal activities, practices, and abuse. Childhood should not be spent in a factory is one of the models that Apple goes by. We do not tolerate underage labor in our supply chain. If we find underage workers in our supply factories, we make the suppliers return the children to their homes, pay for education in a school of their choice or their family's choice, and continue to provide income for their basic needs until they have reached the legal working age. Working too many hours isn't just unfair. It's also unsafe. Working excessive hours is an issue that's endemic to the entire manufacturing industry. Across our supply chain, we limit work to no more than 60 hours a week with the mandatory day of rest once every 7 days. But simply setting boundaries doesn't solve the problem. With the help of a work hour tracking tool and weekly reporting, we've been able to work with suppliers and business partners who own those partnerships to make changes in real time. In 2015, this system allowed us to achieve 97% compliance across all work weeks, with full-time employees averaging 55 hours per week. We are changing the landscape of mineral mining. Apple is committed to responsible sourcing and is working to ensure that minerals used in our products, like tin, tantalum, tungsten, and gold, do not finance armed conflict. We believe that instead of stopping suppliers from sourcing in these regions, it is imperative to work with them to bring change. In December 2015, after 5 years of devoted effort, 100% of identified smelters and refiners in Apple's supply chain for current products were participating in an independent third-party conflict minerals audit program. These audit programs have improved sourcing practices for smelters and mining and the mining industry as a whole. We are ensuring safer tin mining in Indonesia. Years ago, we discovered that many small-scale tin mines in Indonesia were operating with practices that put workers' safety at risk. We also find that unsustainable mining practices were polluting the ocean and soil that are crucial to communities. To change conditions in these mines, we spearheaded formation of Tin Working Group, a partnership with IDH, with the Sustainable Trade Initiative, the industry group ITRI, the NGO Friends of the Earth, and companies that use tin. In 2015, Apple and the Tin Working Group conducted investigative research on the ground and worked with civil society organizations and mining companies to define a 5-year regulatory reform strategy of tin mining best practices. Together, we are also drafting standards and guidelines to help buyers of tin identify responsible sources in the global marketplace. We believe that safer facilities start with a specialized curriculum. Across our supply chain, there's a shortage of people with adequate environment, health, and safety skills, or EHS. To ensure the safety of people working in our suppliers' factories, we need to do more than provide basic safety precautions and procedures. So in 2015, we established the EHS Academy to address this shortage of EHS expertise by educating local managers on issues of environmental protection and air pollution, water and chemical management, and emergency preparedness and safety equipment. Partnering with local universities and the Institution for Sustainable Communities, participants complete a rigorous 18 EHS curriculum. In addition to their coursework, managers must complete and implement real EHS project to improve conditions at their local facilities. These are the practices in place to ensure the proper implementation of the Code of Conduct for suppliers here at Apple. Thank you.